on your somatic healing and nervous system regulation Odyssey as you're recovering from chronic pain, anxiety, and panic. We don't want the journey to be a pleasure cruise. We don't want it to be easy. And I'm going to tell you why in this video and give you some examples of why easy is not the best way to heal. So first, let me introduce myself. I'm Wolf, a professional chronic pain, anxiety, panic, and neuroplastic healing coach. I work with rapid resolution therapy and a number of other modalities to help you navigate the perilous journey through the jungles of recovery, across the ocean of healing, to the far shore of home, where your nervous system is calm, confident, curious, and courageous. So why do we want our healing odyssey to be let's put it this way, we want it to be an adventure instead of a pleasure cruise. And the main reason why is because we're human beings and our systems, our genetic systems, our nervous systems have evolved at a time where nothing was easy, nothing was pleasurable. It wasn't, I shouldn't say nothing. There were some things that are pleasurable, but the whole journey was not easy. This modern day of seeking pleasure in everything, of putting sugar in our mouth just to please our taste buds, of packing extra calories onto our bodies. This is all by evolutionary design for a time when we were starving, when we needed every last bit of sugar and fat and salt. And now, sadly, it's causing us to have, some of us, some Americans, some people in the world, to have very unhealthy bodies and lives. And so instead of that, as we're healing, instead of that idea of let's make this easy and pleasurable, which is what we hope for when we go to the doctor, we wish there was a pill that we could just pop and everything would feel fantastic, no side effects, no addictions, no dependency, no need to continue to pay huge amounts of money for this medication, just something simple and easy, and then we'd be okay. We'd feel great all the time. Wouldn't that be amazing to feel great all the time? But that's not how our systems are set up. And when we move towards what's hard, we activate parts of our mind, we wire our minds to become calmer when things are hard. So we reprogram our unconscious mind to see hard as normal. On this journey, if you have chronic pain or anxiety or panic, you may realize that your unconscious mind is trying to protect you with these sensations. I like to say you have a case of protection sensations. You get extra caution, alertness, strength, and energy, C.A.S.E. And it varies because if you have depression or chronic fatigue, you're not going to have that extra energy, but you're going to have a different type of motivation from unconscious mind to go rest, to take it easy, to hide. And so in essence, our unconscious mind is trying to keep us alive, really wants us to survive, but it doesn't feel good at all. And that really uncomfortable sensation that we're dealing with can move us in two directions. We can move in the direction of hiding from life and becoming bedbound like I was for a year and going into ultimate fight or flight where we're locked down and our lives get smaller and smaller. Or we can ask our journey to be hard. We can ask for that extra obstacles, the extra engagement with these sensations, because that's the path to transformation. Okay, we want the journey to be hard, not a pleasure cruise. We want it to be a pirate's adventure. We want it to be a wild ride across the ocean in which we encounter challenges. Think about the story of Odysseus. 10 years it took him to get home to that peaceful place he missed after the war was over. He was a hero. A hero is the warrior after the war. And he encountered the Cyclops, the Sirens, Calypso, the Lotus Eaters. He went through all of these stages, all of these obstacles. It was a very hard journey. He lost his crew, wrecked his ship over and over. And why? It was transforming him along the way. And that's what we're doing here. We are transforming our mind. We're rewiring it. So we're rewiring it out of protection mode, where we're armored up with these sensations of pain, anxiety, panic, and whatever other neuroplastic sensations. We are wiring around that. We're wiring up a hero's mindset. We're becoming a different person, in essence, where our mind is working differently than ever before. And that transformation is amazing, because when we're done with that transformation, we can live a bigger, bolder, and more beautiful life. And the irony is, if we don't try to make our healing journey a pleasure cruise, where everything is easy and simple, and we're asking all these practitioners to try to do something to our bodies to make us feel better, whether it's Reiki or it's acupuncture or it's chiro or it's physical therapists or doctors giving us injections, surgeries, whatever. We're hoping that'll work. Doesn't work if it's neuroplastic. So we don't want that pleasure cruise, right? That's just leaning into a dependent sort of mindset. It's leaning into a mindset of, oh, life should be easy all the time. Well, is it ever? Has it ever been easy? No. You can't hide in a box. If you hide in a box and play video games or watch movies all day and eat potato chips and order pizza, what's going to happen? Your body's going to break down anyway. It's going to get hard towards the end, okay, with cancer and heart disease and whatever. And if it's hard right now, embrace that. People say embrace the suck. I would say embrace the challenge as a weight to be lifted to build that strength. Think about it from a weightlifting perspective. We are lifting a weight. That weight is chronic pain, is anxiety, is panic. But it's a benign weight. It's something that is there to protect you and that we can move beyond when we work on our mindset and we embrace the sensations. I have a lot of videos on that, so please check out my other videos. And while you're at it, subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up, ring the bell, drop a comment, and tell me, do you want your recovery to be a pleasure cruise or a nautical adventure across a wild ocean in which you encounter allies and you encounter monsters, and each encounter helps you to grow? So you can look back on your life and say, what an adventure. And you can go to the end of life and beyond with a calm, courageous mind. And that's a beautiful thing. And you kind of don't know what it's like till you're on the other side. So I'll tell you what it's like. Before chronic pain, I was afraid of a lot of things. And during chronic pain, I was even more afraid. I was locked down. I was afraid to sit, afraid to stand, because the pain was beyond comprehension. But because the pain was so intense, guess what? I even lost the fear of death, because I thought, death can't be worse than this. This is the worst sensation I've ever experienced. I can't believe my body is capable of creating this sensation. And so I became more and more courageous, to the point where I didn't care if my nervous system was sending me 12 out of 10 pain or 20 out of 10 pain. I was going to go for life. And I did. And the sensations faded. And I did a lot of work. I worked with coaches. I worked with different people to help me. But at the same time, most of that work I did on my own, moment to moment, breath to breath. So I'm here to help you. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one, head to healingwolfcoaching.com and book a consult call. I'm very busy, so just book it when you're ready to work with me. And we will strategize, get you on my calendar. My calendar's pretty full. We'll find a way. I've got clients overseas. We work out special times in the evening or the morning that will accommodate you. So know that I will accommodate you, even if you're in the Netherlands, even if you're in France, even if you're in India or Australia. Let me know. And in the meantime, at my website, healingwolfcoaching.com, you can also sign up for my newsletter and get my free somatic meditation, the rose teaches the thorns how to pray. It's one of the most powerful processes I created on the journey and really helped me accelerate my recovery. So I'm here for you. You can do this. We want the journey to be a nautical adventure instead of a pleasure cruise. So get out there on the sea, engage with the sensations, wave by wave. You're going to make it. Your recovery is inevitable, and I am here to help.